What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of Watching Paint Dry here on Another Letdown. My name is Zach from Another Letdown Media and the This Is Difficult video game podcast. This is the show where I hang out with some friends and work through the ridiculous backlog of miniatures that we've accumulated over the years to paint. Goodness knows that if any miniatures painter ever runs out of minis, they will perish. So we intend to live forever, and we've just got thousands upon thousands, hundreds upon hundreds anyway, of dollars worth of minis that we've invested our time and energy into and need painting. I can't do this alone, though. Please welcome to the show my good buddy, my co-host, our resident monkey handler, Rudy Gambit. How's it going?
It's going great. Glad to be here.
Yeah, me too. It's been a hell of a week. I had this joke with some of my teacher friends. It's been a hell of a Wednesday. This Wednesday was a hell of a Wednesday and a hell of a week, so I'm glad to be doing something a little bit more relaxing. As with all the shows that we host on the Another Letdown Media channel, we believe in civil rights for absolutely everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against that goal are not welcome and will not be tolerated. So, let's get to painting. I'm picking up right where I left off last time with Captain America, and my camera is all manner of out of where it's not where it's supposed to be. Where are you? And then I have Red Skull on the back burner. There's Cap. This whole thing. There we go. That's better. And Mike, you're working on your last MCP mini, huh?
Yep, the last one that I have currently.
Right.
And I'm doing Ultron today.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm excited to paint Ultron. I think, did Adam paint him a while back, maybe?
I think he has. I didn't think he did it on stream, though.
No, I don't think so.
So, I've got a dilemma.
Okay. Good one.
So, he's got, like, the glowy everything.
Yes, he sure does. That is true.
Yeah. I'm wondering if... Like, I obviously want to do that first before I paint all the silver, so I can, like, get in the lines. If I go over, I can cover over it with the silver.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's like a reddish-orange glow.
Right.
So, the question is... Should I just put the orange in and then like try and fine tooth like a red wash into it to kind of cover the edges?
Oh, I like. Okay. All right. Yeah. So what if?
I was about to say the other option starting with red and then adding in a little bit of orange on some like the larger gaps.
Oh.
The drawback with the red wash is if it like washes, like if I get a little too much and it tends to wash over on all of the like silver parts.
Right.
It won't look the same as like a glow effect.
You're right, man. That is a legitimate dilemma. Okay, so this is coming from my experience painting lava bases with the Chaos Dwarfs.
Mm-hmm.
I usually started with like a corn red, and then highlight it out to the orange.
Okay.
That's probably where I'd go here.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Well, you know what I say about plans.
You love it when they come together?
Yes, exactly. See? This is why we're friends. You get me. In so much as that's possible. So we had a hell of a fight against Cthulhu today in Arkham Horror 2nd Edition, Arkham Proper as we call it.
How'd that go?
It went extremely well. The Doom never got past 5.
That's an easy way to beat Cthulhu.
Yep, we just absolutely raffle stomped him. And like we were building this up as like, oh god, it's the big one. This is the big fight. We had all our best players show up. Even my buddy Eric, who hasn't shown up in probably like 2 years, like even pre-COVID, was there. And we just absolutely had the A team. Obviously, Sammy was running the God of Arkham, Roland. I had Daryl Simmons, the photographer, and boy did he showed up. He got himself a shotgun and a like an arcane staff or something, arcane spear, enchanted spear, and he was just going around stomping the ass out of monsters. As well as, and then we had Patrice Hathaway, so she was just handing clues to everybody.
I love Patrice.
She's so good. She's really good in the hands of someone who knows what they're doing with her.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense, because...
And she's better with larger groups.
Right.
It's like she's decent with like pretty much any group size, but the larger the group where she's able to like throw out clues.
Yeah.
Much better.
There was a brief, briefly tenuous moment where there were no clues on the board, which was a little sketchy for her. And no gates. We had 4 sealed.
Okay.
And nothing was opening because we had sealed a bunch of stuff. And we were like, oh dear, this is actually quite bad. And then we had an environment that was like, you can still close gates, but no, you're not allowed to seal them anymore. And we're like, well, this environment is literally causing us not to be able to win.
The people had to do something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cthulhu's just preparing for the big fight next month. We're doing all the boards, plus with Cthulhu, and Hydra and Dagon are both in play. But we all agreed that, like, beating Cthulhu once is, and all the other Elder Gods in the box is kind of a checkpoint of sorts.
Yeah.
So at this point, we're not, like, if we die, if all the investigators die, we just start back with hard mode Cthulhu.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we'll come back to this blue. What do I need to do here? Yes, silver. Lead belcher. Cap is way more detailed than I gave him credit for.
Yes.
Which is a little frustrating. My parents stopped by for dinner tonight.
Yeah? Was that fun?
It was. It's always good to see my parents. We're trying to coordinate the holidays and stuff like that.
Always a difficult task.
Oh, invariably. Because, like, since we moved, first of all, I haven't spent a day at my house. Like, I've always had stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't really got to experience, living in a home.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, because of everything that happened last year, we really haven't spent much time with my wife's family. Hey, RPD. So it's like, I'd really like to go there for the holidays, too. We both would.
Where's your family live?
Very, very upstate New York. So it does require some amount of effort to get there. How am I doing? I'm doing well, RPD. I was just talking about how we absolutely raffle stomped Cthulhu this afternoon in Arkham proper. Oh, shoot. With a bigger brush. How are you doing, sir? What?
You're gonna need a bigger brush.
You need a bigger brush. I texted RPD this afternoon, or messaged him on Discord. I was like, "Hey, we need Hound of Tyndalos lore." By the time I think he even saw it, Sammy had already killed it. I'll need this in a minute. Yeah, that's I feel bad about that RPD because I'm always streaming at the same time as Kirk, and not only does it pull you away and pull both of you away, but it leaves me with nobody to talk to. But I also want to watch Kirk, Oh, to have that kind of free time.
To watch people on stream?
Yeah. And to stream more often. That's insane.
Seven and a half hours?
That's... I mean, I did the stupid Gears stream, but we were burnt out after that. I guess I'm old.
You're getting old, man.
Well, I was harshly reminded of that yesterday when we found out that the long-term sub in the kindergarten, it was born in 1999.
Oh God.
Yeah, right?
Is it? They're not old enough to be in college yet.
Yes, they are.
I know, I'm just teasing.
Nuts. I was like, I can't. What?
It does not compute.
Does not work. Being there for him the entirety of that might be the most RPD thing I've ever done on Twitch. Oh, God. Alright, I'm taking a risk with Cap's shield here. I'm painting it silver and then I'm going to use layer paint over the top.
Okay, get it like metallic with silver and then...
Let me try it. Let's see if it works. And we'll do the Nuln Oil afterward.
We had a dry run of our Halloween costumes.
Oh yeah? Oh, would you guys trick or treat tomorrow?
Yes.
Nice.
But there was a trunk or treat event that my sister was at that she asked me to come so I could pick up my nephew and niece and bring them home.
Nice.
Because she was like running like her shop there, so she had like her mobile shop van,
Yeah.
which doesn't have car seats and stuff.
Right.
So she's like, "Hey, can you take things from my home?" And I'm like, "Sure." It's a trunk or treat, and I was like, "Well, maybe I can bring the kids, and they can get some extra." We can see kind of how they handle it.
Right.
And it was fun.
Yeah.
We all got our costumes on. It was way too dark, so we couldn't see very well. Because once you put on the Spider-Man masks,
oh yeah,
you can't see through them because
right.
It's like that two-way, it's almost like a pair of sunglasses.
Right. Yeah.
So putting it on, it's like, oh wait, I can't see anything at night.
So I was sitting here. It's just me, Kirk, and one guy who occasionally pops in for a brief while, beginning of the Super Robot World 30 stream. We had Adam for the intro. Nice. So I was sitting here. I was here doing the Arkham show yesterday, and my wife texted me to find out. She gave me my third dose of Moderna today, and she was asking me when my second dose was. Of course, I had no idea, but my Vax card is in my car, and so I was like, "Oh, hold on, I'll just run out to my car." But because of these spotlights that are on me, I couldn't see anything. I was literally blind as a bat.
I suggest, yeah.
Yeah, it was something.
They're not quite done, but so far, glowy lines.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. All right, I'm gonna try now to get his eyes done. I think. Yeah. If I can find my black. Oh, there it is. And that other guy asked Kirk how long he plans on going tonight. He says, "You can pry this controller out of my cold, dead hands." I mean, that's what I was feeling about Metroid earlier. I dropped 2 bosses between the time that my parents left and the time that we went live.
I was at the store today and I saw those Mario Party Superstars and Metroid Dread, and I was like, I should not get these and just put them on Christmas lists.
Yeah.
But I really wanted them.
You know, so Metroid was on my Christmas list. And then Shamali comes through with this. Well, I can't put it on the document camera, but this piece of gloriousness. This box is legitimately heavy. Like, it is a heavy art book. But it's been a lot of fun. It's not easy, like, but it's not, Mega Man hard either.
Yeah.
The boss fights are a little bit of a pain in the neck, but not in the worst way. Alright, I want to try... I'm going to try really hard to get the skin tone right, and I'm probably going to mess it up. The trick I pulled on Bullseye, and I was really, really happy with it. Where I got some flesh tone up underneath the eye socket of his helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else have I done. I've planned out what's next for my RCRPG build after I finish RPDS CRPG DVD 2021 with this last build. Nice, nice. Oh my god, I did it, Rudy.
Did you do the eye sockets?
Yeah, just a little bit of pink. It's just the tiniest hint, but it makes so much difference. Just really makes the eyes come to life. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, but no, you definitely can't. Come on, camera, focus. There we go. Look at me being a real doer of things. Exactly, RPD. I'm a doer of things. I'm a doer of things. I think that's a Jeremy Clarkson thing, right? It's Clarkson's farm, I believe. Most notably. I've done a thing! Slightly bigger brush. Gonna need a bigger brush. So, my mom was telling me this great story today. RPD, you'll get a kick out of this. She was at an appointment, a doctor's appointment, earlier this week. and someone came in yelling and screaming and asking for the owner of the place, the owner of I think it was a physical therapy doctor, and the assistant was like, he's with a patient, he can't really come out right now. And she goes, no, he needs to come out right now. So it turns out his father has dementia.
Okay.
And which, as we all know, is very bad. And so they finally realized, oh wait, this might be about his father. Turns out the person yelling was his mother. So yes, that is exactly what was going on. His father had hit a small bear with his car, and rather than calling Fish and Game, as you should, he put it in the back seat and drove to the physical therapy office 40 minutes away with an unconscious bear in the back of his Subaru.
Is it unconscious or deceased?
No, it was unconscious because it started to come to as they were arguing in the parking lot.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yep. So and they were like, well, you should really take it to the fire department. And the father was like, no, if I take it to the fire department, they'll put it down. And they're like, who's driving? Bear is driving. How could that be? They were like, no, it's the fire department. They'll just tell you, they'll direct you in the right, send her in the right direction. And so instead they compromised and took it to the bird sanctuary.
What?
They compromised and took it to a bird sanctuary.
It's absurd.
Just because it starts with the same letter doesn't mean they rehabilitate the same thing.
No.
I guess in long run, it did finally end up at a bear sanctuary, and they are working toward rehabilitating that bear. But God, what a funny story.
Yeah. Okay, I think I've hit all of the accent areas for life. So now I just need to go through with a even thinner brush to hit up some of the larger ones with the orange.
Yep.
Before I try and silver over everything.
Yeah. Oh, I just got very lucky.
Yeah.
Made a small mistake, but I rectified it. Okay, we got it. My God, that helmet was a nightmare.
Yes, it was.
So incredibly detailed, and you don't want to screw it up. One stripe of blue coming down the inside. I'm going to need a smaller brush for that. Oh, and over the course of today's stream, I've sent 2 characters to bed for Kirk. Nice. Clearly, they want to reunite Banjo and Kazooie. Remind me to tell Josh that story, RPD. You're absolutely right. It's just Banjo and Kazooie. Where the heck did my... What the hell? Oh, no. did the brush that I was literally just holding a second ago go? Oh, here it is. We're fine. First time was during a boss fight where one of your guys yells at the boss to go to bed, and the second was Kirk ordering me to send the mechanic to bed for making bad puns. Nice. Glad to see my influence carrying over elsewhere. My students had an epic... My students told the principal to go to bed yesterday. That was awesome.
Awesome.
She was making bad puns in the morning, and 2 of my 5th graders said go to bed.
I am glad that my contribution to society was being the original focal point of going to bed.
You know, it's astonishing to me how far that's reached. I mean, that was a dumb joke, the go to bed thing, between you and me and Jacqueline.
Yeah.
And now, like, people out in the world are telling each other to go to bed.
I get to like see a random person like on Twitter or something use it, but I'm just like waiting.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those weird things that just works so perfectly. Oh, golly. Feels good to know that a game adjacent to us has go to bed in its script. Yeah, exactly. RPD, one of these days I'm gonna need some more RPD games to play, because like after FP Fest I was like, oh man, Metronomicon was so good. I actually did go back and play it for a few minutes. Just because I was showing my dad how my computer rig works tonight. Alright, what was I doing? Oh yeah, brown. Mornfang! Concerns me every time I shake it because it's so gummed up in the back. Oh, Citadel. Very glad I went with my smallest brush on this chin strap.
Definitely very cool. That chin strap is tiny.
Yeah. It is a nuisance. Mr. Rogers. Yeah, Rogers. There we go. That can be arranged. Just useful quotes. I know you're talking about something completely different, RPD, but felt worth it to do that in the Red Skull voice. Fixed. I'm stuck around the green screen for a second. I'll be right back. I thought I had a knife kicking around somewhere that I could try and clean up this pot with, but I guess not. At the moment. That's alright, I'll do it later. Oh! I told you I found my my hobby drill?
Yeah.
I don't know where the heck it was, but I did find it. I need to get some new drill bits for it, though. I'll get this tiny brush out. Red stripes! This is Captain America after all. Stars and stripes. Speaking of stripes, have you been watching Stargirl?
I've only seen like the first episode of the second season.
It took an interesting turn. Like, I'm not disappointed by it.
Yeah, I'm still like 2 episodes behind on Titans, which, oh my goodness, the last episode I watched, huge cliffhanger, and I freaked out because I thought I'd waited and like the entire season was out, and I was like, that cannot be the finale of this season. Oh my god! And then I was like, kind of, there's 2 more episodes. I'm like, oh my god, where are they going from here? This is going to be insane. I was very pleased, and I need to get on that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I never actually got on Titans as much as, like, it's so weird because the Teen Titans are like, they're my team. I love them. And yet somehow. Sorry. I think Cap might be one of those models that I just end up slopping Nuln Oil over the whole thing. Because...
blue and red and blah blah blah.
Yeah. I just think it'll make it look more World War II.
Yeah. And everything now has the orange in some of the larger pieces.
What's that?
I have the
nice,
orange,
yeah.
The orange in the in the larger gaps.
Yep. I like that. These stripes are carved in really oddly.
Yes, they are.
Like, I understand that they're trying to capture, like, that his body is in motion, but, like, there's something to be said for a straight line every now and again. So I downloaded the first wave of the X-Men Patreon minis that I got.
Yeah.
They look cool. I really need to get my printer spun up because sooner or later it's going to be too cold to prime anymore for the year. Problems with living in New England. I suppose in a pinch I could prime in the basement. But...
What models came in it?
So far, Apocalypse, Bishop, Nightcrawler, and Archangel. I still gotta buy that Hawkeye one that we all loved. But I did not back the Patreon at the tier where I can print them for other people.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was $35 a month, and I'm like, that's a lot of money. If I start getting requests for them, I'll change that, but for the moment.
I was about to say, through the AEGS community, someone else has requested for me to... Like, I did do that for the Prey Studios.
Yeah.
And I've gotten a request for Jenica and Darkwing Duck, so I've been working on that, actually.
Nice.
I actually made a unsubstantial amount off of it already.
Nice.
Like, not quitting my day job good, but good supplement. At least a little bit more to cover the cost of the Patreon and then some.
Right, that's good. Alright, we're starting to look more like Cap now. Those stripes really bring it home. Oh, I've been meaning to tell you this, Mike. There's a podcast that I found by a couple of British comedians that I follow. It's called Lockdown Parenting Hell. And now that you have children to handle, I strongly recommend it. It's a good laugh and a good listen.
Lockdown Parenting Hell. I will check that out.
With Rob Beckett and Josh Whitcomb. Two exceptionally funny blokes who I very much appreciate. All right, so here's my little my questiony trick thing. I want to know if painting the stripes on with layer paint now will actually work or not. So we're gonna see. We're gonna do learning and growing right here on the show. It's gotta be Sequence Blue, right? Yeah. Alright. We're gonna need a shot. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I think that might work. Still gonna have to hit it with the Necron compound, but that was to be expected. So this is good. That means it'll work on Iron Man and it'll work on War Machine. Alright, there's that one. Got Evil Sun Scarlet. Is that what I want? Probably, right? Shield Stripes, Evil Sun Scarlet.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Circle, circle, circles. Moving all the circles.
Okay.
Oh. What?
Torso's done.
Nice.
This is like the largest model that I've used this small of a brush ever.
I know, right? It's like when I was doing.
Like,
Go ahead.
that doesn't show up well because I already determined the link doesn't work well. That's a little bit better.
Hey.
I was gonna say I have it on the back also.
Right. Alright, just the white on the shield left to go. That will be White Scar. Very runny White Scar. This is hard to see at all. Oh my god, I gotta turn the light on the camera back off. Let's see what I'm doing.
The White Star?
Yeah.
What are you attempting? Just adding in the white to the shield?
Yep.
Tell you one thing.
Go
As
on.
much as I do Halloween and everything, and just the general month of October, I'm glad that tomorrow will be the last day of October.
Yeah, dude, you balled hard this month. I was a little impressed. I was very impressed.
There was one day where I was about 15 minutes late because I like instead of about 4:15 painting.
Yeah.
But at that one time, I'm like, alright, that's close enough.
Yeah. I mean, so like my definition of Inktober is a little bit different than everybody else's. I just try to get as many quality pieces as done as I can.
Yeah. As opposed to pumping out like one a day.
Yeah. And it's not always, I don't always try to do just one medium either. So like I did a couple of sketches this month. I did some like full board, art pieces. I think that should do it. Hopefully the Nolan oil will help that a little bit. I'll keep trying this white. It's just not doing what I want it to. So I found out that our school's winter program will be happening this year.
Winter program?
Yeah, it's like a
Like
couple of... What's that?
What do you mean by winter program?
It's basically a couple afternoons in the month of January. We go skiing, skating, and snowboarding and all that.
Ah.
It's like a field trip. It's basically funded by the town, or by the school board, or PTA or whatever. It's pretty rad. I get to play hockey, 5 times a month, so. Or at least skate. Now the real question is, are you going to do no null in November? Ooh, that's a challenge.
No null oil?
No null and oil through the month of November. Whew, that is a tough challenge, RPD. I guess the name of the game would be No Batman Minis.
Well, it depends on which one. Like, I could pull out, say, I don't have them assembled, but like Kite Man and just use green and not use normal, or Riddler for that matter. I'm trying to just think of ones that I haven't painted yet.
Right.
I could, it would be tricky, but I could probably pull it off. You could try and do like a more classic, even if you're doing a Batman or something like that, is use a blue instead of a black.
Yeah, except for the fact that the Gotham City Chronicles minis are distinctly not that Batman.
Well, I'm saying, like, even if you paint black, is like a dark dark gray, just use the blue.
Oh, gotcha.
Not like do like the blue Batman.
Right.
Which, it's not necessarily one of my pet peeves per se, but it's like due to like the medium of the time, they just couldn't print black in the same way.
Right.
And so like all of the physical descriptions, like in the book, like talking about him, said that he was wearing black. It's just like the ink in the drawing was blue because of color constraints of printing.
Yeah.
And it kind of just got set as one of like, oh, he wore this blue costume at one point in time.
Well, I mean, yes, that's true, but also not.
Yeah.
Oh my god, base coating Captain America is taking forever. Like, we worked on this base coating for 2 hours now.
Okay, that is the upper body done, both arms.
Nice.
Now on to the legs. speaking of no November, like I'm halfway tempted to not wash Ultron and just kind of start highlighting with a brighter silver.
Yeah? See,
instead of
I think you need to wash him.
yeah. I don't want too much of the wash like falling into like the lighting crevices and stuff though.
So I've never really had that problem with the Chaos Dwarfs. It just didn't seem to behave that way. And if it did, it wasn't an issue. So, to give a little teaser for my SCRPG builds coming up next, it's a team of heroes created by the abandonment of the school district, and the first member of the build is called Cardboard Craig. Cardboard Craig. That's a great name. We started another Mansions of Madness game yesterday.
How did that go?
I'm in a rough way. It's a very pummely scenario. It's the Dunwich Horror one. It's, right out of the gun, the monsters, the baddies came out swinging. Which is a little odd for Mansions of Madness because it is supposed to be, of the Arkham games, it's the one that's supposed to feel most like an investigation.
Mm-hmm.
And it really, it's just felt like kind of like a fight for our lives so far. Which is not a bad thing. It just leaves me saying help a lot.
I really miss playing with you guys on Fridays.
Yeah, we miss having you, dude. But we'll get you back eventually. In one capacity or another. That. That's better. All right. Emotional ending techno. RPD, how excited are you to see Escape from Baco? Because you missed it during FP Fest. A lot of excitement? Good. Good. It's worth it. It's so good. And I mean, part of it is, like, obviously, it's an FP movie, but, like, also the fact that it was basically entirely shot during lockdown is really impressive. What the hell? My lead belcher's being problematic. There we go. Which tier did you back the new Indiegogo at, RPD? Blu-ray, I presume. Yeah, that's what I got too. I was like, I will... Having not had the first two movies signed or anything like that, I was like, I don't... It seems kind of foolish to get the third one. Or to get an insert signed for the third. It was... Yeah. So... I was like, yeah, I'll just... When... J-Tro fabricates a van of some kind and starts touring the country with it, then I'll get him to sign it then. Get him to sign all three. And I also just realized oh wow, I just whacked my camera out of the way.
You don't need that camera?
No. Didn't even know that. I just realized that the working title for FP4 is EVZ. Or EVZ, and I realized that's FP for EVs, and I felt really stupid. Does Captain America get a red base ring or a blue? Does Captain America get a red base ring or a blue? I mean, obviously I'm not there yet, but...
Oh, yeah,
Because you've been doing just, you know...
Yeah, I don't do the fancy base rings. But I would probably say blue.
It's probably blue. Either way, I can start with blue, and if I don't like it, I can turn it red. I did, Nuclear Firefly did a bunch of 3D printable bases that are just not the standard 4. And I'm like, these are fine.
I guess that is a little nice.
What?
Oh, that is a little nice having a little bit more variety than just the same 4 bases.
Yeah, yeah. But I was like, I'm not going to pay... When I have so many bases kicking around, I'm not going to pay for extras, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and those are the legs.
Nice. Rock time.
Yep, tactical rock.
Tactical rock. The amount of tactical objects in the X-Men minis that I bought are insane. There's a zillion of them.
Yep. Dropping some paints.
Don't do that. It's probably a bad idea. Messes.
So anyway, I did his base in what is called gunmetal silver.
Yep, as you should. I agree with that.
Now I have a much lighter, just plain silver. Yeah, I will highlight it.
Nice. Yeah, that's okay. You're stupid. Almost. There you are.
I'm going to use a stonewall gray for the rock.
Stonewall.
I'm gonna not look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm gonna use a large brush.
But dare to be stupid, though.
No. So I saw, speaking of daring to be stupid.
Yep. You have my attention.
What?
I said you have my attention.
I saw a post from Weird Al today.
Oh?
He was just like, oh man, Casey, we missed the most perfect concert of all time.
Uh-oh.
He had shared like his Nightmare Before Christmas concert, like where him and Elton John of all people like teamed up and performed together.
What?
Or something like that. That's what it looked like on the picture. I was just like, wait, what?
That's so random.
You need to go see that.
So, the person who introduced me to Weird Al Yankovic was my best friend growing up, Chris. And did I ever tell you about the time that Chris accidentally robbed a guy?
No.
All right, so it's we're 8 years old, and we grew up in a very safe community where we would think nothing of kind of wandering around to each other's houses because there was always somebody watching us, whether it was a teacher or a neighbor or whatever. Like, everybody was super close, so everybody was, all the grown-ups would just watch us wherever we were. And our favorite place to hang out was the cul-de-sac at the end of the road. And there was a gentleman down there who he lived at the corner, and he would let us play street hockey in the cul-de-sac right outside his house. And he would frequently referee our games even. And every Halloween he used to give out dollar bills instead of candy, which was very nice for me because I don't like candy all that much, and I would end up just trading all my friends for their goldfish and things that they picked up, mostly from my own house. So realistically it was kind of just a waste of my time. But anyway, my friends and I, there's probably 9 of us, would play street hockey out there almost every single day after school. And Chris wasn't really particularly athletic, so he would just sit on the sidelines and come up with trick plays, most of which involved us, skating all the way downtown and taking a puck shot from a bus or something like that, which made no sense because there weren't any buses in our town or anything like that. It was just Chris being ridiculous. So we would laugh it off and move on. But one day we were playing street hockey out in the whatever, and Chris had a smile on his face, which was never good for me. Remind me at some point to tell you about the Bologna Incident. And so I skated over and I was like, dude, what on earth are you doing? And how do I stop you? And he goes, well, you know how the guy at the end of the block, forgetting, by the way, the guy at the end of the block was right there with us. He's like, you know how the guy at the end of the block always gives us dollar bills at Halloween instead of candy? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, what if... And so there's 9 of us, or 10 if you count your little brother. So we're always a couple of dollars short of getting a pizza after we're done trick-or-treating. And we always have to beg your parents for a couple of extra dollars. And they're always, it's always a pain. And I was like, okay, what's your point? And he goes, well, what if we got $30 instead of just our normal 10? And by now everybody has skated over. And I'm like, go on. He proceeds to outline this plan involving us switching costumes numerous times and getting around the block in 15 minutes or less each run. So Halloween night rolls around. We all dress up in our brand new costumes that our parents had worked really hard to make. We were all characters from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. We were very proud of it. We got our pictures taken and all that stuff. We start out on our trick-or-treat. We make the loop in about, I don't know. It was a little longer than Chris had planned. It was probably more like half an hour, And so we get down to the end of the block at the end of the road, and we knock on the door, and the guy at the end of the road gives us our dollar. And we say thank you very much, and we hit the trail back to my house. We get back to my house, and Chris says, all right, turn into your second costumes. Use the ones from last year, the clunky ones, the slow ones. We got a little bit of time, we're okay. 2 hours total of trick-or-treating, so it's like 6:30 when we get back. It's maybe a little later. We hit the route again, and this time we don't have to stop to pick up friends along the way, so it's a little bit, it's a little quicker in that respect, but walking around in my cardboard robot costume is, well, difficult. And it takes us about 45 minutes, but we get back to the guy at the end of the block. And this time, we knock on the door and nobody answers. And Chris goes, oh, that's funny. And then he looks to his left, and there's a bowl with dollar bills. There's exactly 10 of them, one for each of us. And we're like, oh, well, that's a coincidence. All right, cool. So now we're up to $20. We go back to my house. There's about, 20 minutes left of trick-or-treating at this point. And Chris says, all right, we got to go really, really fast, but I want everybody to put their skates on, and we're just going to be hockey players for this last run. So we lace up our skates as fast as we possibly can. We hit the road. We only stop at the best houses, the ones that are giving out the full-size candy box, right? Mm-hmm. And oh shoot. We get to the guy at the end of the block. Now this time, instead of there being just a bowl on the porch when we knock on the door, there's a scarecrow holding a bowl. And Chris says, oh, that's bizarre. Maybe he just wasn't finished decorating when maybe we were early. So we look around at each other and we're like, wait a minute. Did we just pull this off? Did we really just get $30 at one house for Halloween? Like, that's enough for 2 large pizzas and a bunch of soda. Like, we're made in the shade. So we're all kind of like chuckling at each other, like, hey, look at us being geniuses. Behold my genius over here. And Chris steps up onto the porch, and he reaches out his hand toward the scarecrow, and then the scarecrow gets up. I have never seen in my life 10 8-year-old kids run quite so fast as we ran that night. Please remember, we're on rollerblades. Jenny runs into the woods with Matt and starts hitting the trail back to her house. Juliana and Kyle just start booking it down the road straight away. Bruce and I dove over the edge of the railing and into the bushes. And my brother just wet himself screaming. Of course, at that point we hear laughing. And Jenny and Matt come out of the woods. And we look behind us, and all our parents are marching down the road. And the scarecrow takes his mask off and says, well, kids, did we learn something tonight? And Chris goes, yeah. Don't take money out of a bowl held by a scarecrow.
That's great.
It was a good Halloween. That was a good year. Needless to say, we had to give the money back, and all the candy we took from the houses had to go to the food pantry. And we had to mow the gentleman at the end of the road's lawn for the next 3 years. But we had the best place to play hockey, locked and loaded, and we still occasionally do. To this day.
So here's Ultron.
Nice! Dang, he looks sharp.
Okay.
And I don't just say that because he's made of metal.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, inking time. Remember to patch up the white. Oh, null and oil, you've done it again. Oh my god. This is so cheating. I was right. This definitely makes his uniform look way more World War II. I think I was way off camera when I was doing that. Oops.
So one of my favorite Halloween stories, when I was in high school, I had a friend who worked at the local putt-putt golf and games.
Nice.
And so I hung out there pretty much after school every day.
Yeah.
I knew how all of the machines work, so I had unlimited free tokens. Like for all they cared, I just walked behind the counter and just used the machine to get tokens.
Yeah.
And they didn't mind. I kind of helped out as well, just kind of not on the official payroll kind of thing.
Yeah, just like my friends used to do at the video store.
Yeah. And so one year for Halloween, I was like, oh, it's like a random Wednesday or something. I forget exactly what. It was middle of the week though, so I was like, I'm gonna be hanging out over at Putt Putt anyway because that's what I do after school. So, like, I'll just go in there and I'll be in costume. It'll be great. We'll hang out with all of our friends. There'll be other bunch of people coming by in costumes to play Putt Putt and stuff. It'll be awesome. So that year, for my homecoming at high school, our homecoming banquet and stuff, I had managed to get like a nice purple suit that I just and like the green shirt and everything like that, and that's like I wore essentially Joker's suit to homecoming. I was like, well, now I just need to get face paint and stuff, and I'll be able to pull off the costume essentially just for Halloween.
Right.
Around the same time of year, everything will be all set. Like, I'd gone to a thrift shop, so it's like it's not like I rented the tux for homecoming at that point in time. I just like went to the thrift store, found something, and was like, hey, let's go.
Yeah.
So I get all dressed up, all in makeup and stuff, and I get there, and a bunch of my friends were there. One of whom, to this day, well, not to this day, at that time, I like to this day, I like to laugh at this so much.
Yeah.
she was deathly afraid of clowns.
Oh no! Oh,
And
that reminds me of another great story. Go on.
we did not know this at the time.
Oh wow!
So we come walking in, cackling. Everyone else is like, "Oh my goodness, that looks great!" And she turns white as a sheet.
Oh no!
And scrambles over like they were sitting in the back corner of like the dining area because we kind of like sit a little bit out of the way for everyone and everything just kind of be a little bit respectful since we're just kind of hanging out and not actually making them money.
Right.
She scrambles like crawling over tables to just get out of there. Just like runs out the door screaming terrified, just like to the like as far away as she can get from me.
Oh my god, that's horrible but awesome.
I felt so bad, but I'm like, this is so funny. And yeah, like I still talk a lot about my friends about that night, and we all get a good laugh out of it. Oh, and it was so great.
So
and we ended up like running out and like running other errands to like different locations, all dressed up, and overall, it was a great experience.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's hysterical. I love that. But that's the kind of thing that like makes me excited about Halloween is like politely scaring someone, or just having an impressive costume. Both are very cool.
Yeah.
Now, I have a similar story. I think yours is better, but I'm going to tell mine as well because I do like it. I was not like dating seemed stupid to me when I was a kid. I had a bunch of tight friends all of whom I care very much about to this day, and that's just like we hung out and had dinner and stuff and movies and whatever. I did have one pseudo girlfriend in high school, right? That's about as far as it ever goes most of the time. I didn't really know how dating worked. It didn't make sense to me. So when she dumped me, I took it really hard because I thought that's what you were supposed to do. And it wasn't until a very strange interaction at lunch that I kind of snapped out of it. That's another story for another day. What she had confided to me during our time together, though, was that her single greatest fear was our physics teacher. And I was like, oh, I can work with that. Every year at Halloween, my friends, my co-conspirators here at Another Letdown Media, we did a haunted trail in their backyard. And it was awesome, and we had a great time putting it together. But every year, she was the one person we couldn't seem to scare. And so I said, all right, enough of this malarkey. I have a way. So over the next 3 days, my two buddies and I constructed a cardboard cutout of our physics teacher and used a tape recorder to give it a voice box in which he said, "You're a punk! You're worthless and weak! Now on your feet and attack that machine gun nest!" And then we played the soundtrack from the opening scene of Space Marine, where it's just a bunch of bolter gunfire and tanks and things. And we set it up in the Halloween maze with strobe lights and an airsoft gun attached to his hands. So her group got all the way through the haunted maze. I was puppeteering this thing, and she was just laughing, and I was like, all right, well, this is pretty bog standard. And some people are just like that. They're just conventionally scare things that scare most of us just don't scare some people, and that's fine. She rounded the last corner and didn't even notice the cardboard cutout. So my friend Will, who was leading her group through the maze, goes, "Oh my God, it's Mr. Welch!" And then we cued the voice box. I'm pretty sure you could hear her scream downtown.
Awesome.
It was delightful. She wouldn't talk to me for the rest of the night.
Something, like you like talked to him and like got him to record stuff?
Yeah.
Nice.
We didn't tell him why either.
You just asked him, hey, speak these random phrases.
I was just like, speak as if you're like yelling at some idiot private. And he goes, okay, I can do that.
A+ effort on that. That is glorious.
Well, when you have someone who's like you try for years and years and years to scare someone and it just doesn't work, you got to kind of ramp up the game, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And our Halloween mazes were something else. I mean, there was a theme to them. There used to be. I mean, it was the culmination of hours of work every single year. Our best one was Whatever Happened to the Caped Crusader. We had a Batman puppet that we were able to drop down an elevator or down a laundry chute as a scare, which was pretty rad. We had I literally played the role of Nightwing. We did that with a green screen.
Okay, washing done.
I'll look in a second. Nice. Oh my God, he looks good. Alright. Guess I should get some reference images of Red Skull here. I don't even know what he looks like. I don't think I've ever read a Captain America comic in my life.
Well, he has a red skull.
Yeah, I got that far. Also, how did you do the Tesseract? Like, I'm kind of at a loss on that. I have no idea.
I think I started with a really dark blue.
A dark blue, okay.
Let me pull them up real quick. Yeah, okay. So I did a dark blue, and then I did like a light blue starting at the corners.
Okay.
And then I dry brushed skink blue on top of it, and did a very light layer of white as well.
Okay. Huh.
Like the corners being the focal points of the light, essentially.
Right. All right. That helps.
And that's what it turned out to look like.
Yeah. Nice. Wow.
a little less washed out.
Let's go from the comics, please.
Probably can't make out that much detail from this. I ended up taking my cue from the comic, so he's got like the black coat, but I did the green like shirt underneath it with the green Hydra symbol.
That's what I'm doing too. Okay, cool.
To allude to his like old green jumpsuit.
Yep. Okay, cool. It's been a while since I've done anything with green. This feels good. This feels like going home. Caliban green. Oh, do I want to go this dark with it? Probably. What's that? Wall flesh. I'm gonna go with Caliban green.
I think honestly, I went Death World Force.
I don't have that one.
Okay. I was about to say, like, it looks a little bit more like a military green.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so in the comics, like, I'm looking at one of his early appearances.
And it's super bright.
It's super bright. So I don't want to go quite that. RPD, I don't think I've ever read a Captain America comic in my life. Have you at least remembered to buy war bonds? No. I can highlight this brighter. Those are jack boots. That's not good. Okay. So there's a chance, Mike, that we'll be ready to start Dream Eaters in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
Not so much. Because we're on our second go-through with War of the Outer Gods tomorrow.
Second go through?
Yeah, we flubbed some rules the first time. And we were like, oh, okay, well, I guess we need to redo this. The first time we lost catastrophically.
I still need to set a time to play War of the Outer Gods.
I advise reading like as much as you can of the cards before you play it, because there's some just weird wording on things, and you'll notice it. You'll invariably notice it too late and be like, "Oh, that was multiple turns ago, and it screwed us over." So just make sure you have a solid understanding of what the new mechanics are. That was our learning and growing from a couple weeks ago. His gloves are Death Guard green for sure. This is completely bass-ackwards from how I normally paint things. Whoops. Oh, black. Lots and lots and lots of black. Question is, do I do Abaddon black or do I do Corvus black? I used Corvus black for Venom. I'm gonna go Abaddon black here. This could be risky. But I'm okay with it. Stop talking like a crazy person, Zach. I talk myself into using 2 different shades of black. That's going to look dumb.
So,
go on.
What I did on him, he got essentially parts of his thing that's like black fabric.
Yeah.
And other parts that are like black leather.
Right.
So I did it all like the same black. I think I used the batten like you did.
That's what I'm using. Yep.
But I used after washing, I used the Calgar blue to highlight the leather.
Okay.
With highlighting the fabric.
All right, cool. That I can do. Thank you. Or something similar. I'll do something similar.
Yeah. Figure out what works for you. But yeah, I did that so there's like a distinction between the black leather and the black cloth.
Right. Talk yourself into using none more black there. That would be Vanta Black RPD, which actually came up in a Sentinel Comics thing that I was working on the other day. Yes, I was doing work on a Sentinel Comics project. Look at that. game I'm running for Jared and some other people, where they were staring down a hole, and it was Vanta Black. Of course, it was an Eldritch thing, not actually Vanta Black. Can I just say I want a swatch of Vanta Black so badly. Should also clarify, when I said that I've never read a Captain America comic, I've never read a Captain America solo comic. Oh no, you're doing... It wasn't a Spinal Tap album? Oh my god. Dude, I forgot about Spinal Tap. I love Spinal Tap.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never read a Captain America solo comic. There's a great Jack Kirby Cap cover on Daredevil 40-something. It's right behind me, but can't be arsed to go get it.
So I've got Ultron finished.
Oh. Yo! Oh, he's a lot darker than I expected he would be. I know, that's not a complaint.
Yeah, I hit I highlighted with the brighter silver, but I didn't want to go over everything with it.
Right.
It may just be the lighting.
Sure.
The last thing I was debating, I guess I could maybe dry brush Necron all over, but I was debating whether or not I wanted to do an Astaroth red over the lighting parts.
Oh, I like that. I think that's a good idea. How did you manage to do a build backwards, RPD? I mean, start with the upgraded mastery. Oh no. So much black. Yep, Caliban green was absolutely the right choice on the shirt. The juxtaposition between the green and then the red and the black is really cool. Oh, Foo Fighters should have been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame right about now.
Congratulations to them.
Yeah.
They definitely deserve it.
What?
They definitely deserve it.
Absolutely. My buddy John and I were like, we totally, like, the day kind of snuck up on us, and like, I texted him yesterday, like, yo, what songs do you think they're gonna play, and which one does Paul McCartney join them on? And so we like went through the entire Foo Fighters catalog trying to figure out what songs they were gonna play. We think we have it narrowed down to Everlong and My Hero for sure, and there's like half a dozen question marks. We even like dug into like, are they going to play one of the DG songs? Are they going to play a song that features Taylor? Are they going to do some kind of tribute to Nirvana because 25th anniversary? Or 30th anniversary, or whatever it is. 30th, yeah. So we shall see. I did the even weirder version last week where it was upgraded mastery first, then approach and architect. Weird. You're a madman, RPD. Oh, I'm almost there. What color should I do as boots? Would it be Xandri dust?
Oh, I did those in the same black, and then I just treated it as if they were leather.
Oh, okay. Because in the comics, he's got brown boots, which is off-key for Nazi uniform, but don't ask why I know that. No, I'm going to go with this one. Steel Agent Drab. Illinois Nazis? Ooh, that's much black in it. I mean, to be fair, Upgrade and Mastery kind of work independently of anything else by design, especially for something like a Mook Squad. You don't need to name, or you don't need to name a power quality. Interesting. I should show you how many villains I've made in Sentinel Comics RPG. hate Illinois Nazis. All right, well, I think it's time to call it, because I'm petering out, and we've made some good progress tonight. I'm very happy with where Cap's at. I think it looks pretty rad, and that's just basically an ink wash. It'll look better with inking, with highlighting. But for now, thank you all so much for tuning in tonight to watching paint dry. We do this every Saturday, so make sure to join us again next week. I will be back on the channel Thursday afternoon at about 6. I might start going live earlier because I'm home earlier now, and that, you know, makes it intersect less with Kirk's stuff, so that's kind of nice, and Paul's as well. So we'll see. I might go live earlier this week. Maybe make some good progress in Batman. Gear Up, we can't do that because we're on Alex's schedule, but anyway, Mike, thanks so much for joining me, man. I love doing this with you. It's always good to hang out and chat.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, and I'll be back on the Handelabra Games channel tomorrow night, and as well as the Ryugami-san channel for the podcast. So we'll see you all very soon. Take care, be well, have a good night. Bye.